Woot.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner.
Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is the Horror Misermani.
Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Jen, and Velvet's with me.
Hey guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show.
Grab some popcorn and take your seat at Trivial Theater.
Remember that horror rules. Ha 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 ha. And once again, everyone, my name is the Horror Misermani G. Welcome once again to another Horror Hangout live stream. Yes. And once again, I am here. On my right is the lovely Merry Creep Miss Jen.
Woohoo!
Ho, 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 everybody.
That's H-O, not H-O-E.
It can be whatever the audience wants.
Wait. You're saying that Jen is a garden implement?
Sure. I can hear an Irishman going, yes, she's a garden implement.
Of course, right up her, we have our fearless leader, Sean Patrick Urshan from the Horror Corner. Down below him is my animated girlfriend, Triv, from Trivia Theater.
Yo, what's happening? Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Festivus, and all other versions of holiday things that you can celebrate this time of year.
Yes, yes. And below me,
happy horse shit.
Yeah, there you go.
And below me, we have our guest once again, Boogeyman Ben, who is about to hit 65K subscribers.
Wow, yeah, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Congrats, man.
Thank you very much. I was shocked about that. It's like it always surprises me.
Shouldn't be surprised at anyone.
You
You're making great content.
You make great videos.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thanks, Patrick. Nice to have you come on along. And see, do horror. I think
Give people what they want, Sean. It's Christmas.
There you go. It's Christmas. And of course, as we're heading towards the end of 2025, we've had a great year once again for horror films. There have been a lot of decent horror films. Obviously, we'll be talking about them, such as Sinners, Weapons, The Long Walk, and I believe someone might actually mention The Ugly Stepsister. But of course, as we have the good, we also have a bunch of bad, disgusting, and terrible horror films, like The Stranger Chapter 2, Fear Street Prom Night, and a few others that from some real stinkers going along the way. But I think what I'd like to start off with, we're going to start with you with Ben, because I don't know, did you see any horror films that you thought were supposed to be good but turned out to be bad?
I try to avoid the ones that I think are not going to be good. Now, I didn't see, I think it was Megan 2.0 or something. I didn't see that one.
Right on.
Because I didn't like the first Megan, and I watched both cuts of it. So I saw the R-rated cut and the regular cut, and I was like, this movie, I just don't. It's just not for me. I was going to see the Strangers Chapter 2 because I just wanted to see where they were going to go with it, but didn't get a chance to see that one either. One movie I will say that disappointed me. I have more disappointments than outright just bad films. The Conjuring Last Rites was a disappointment to me. Just because I really loved the first two films, and I just really didn't like the last two that they did. And I think a lot of it had to do for the newest one was story structure. Just I thought there was too many things going on, because you have the whole thing with the daughter Judy, and then you also have the poltergeist or the entity that's haunting the family. And I felt like they just jumped back and forth a few too many times. It just seemed like they were trying to do too much with that last entry for me. I don't think, it was acted badly, but I felt like at this point they have just stretched out that Conjuring universe a little too much. I felt like there was more of those films that didn't work for me. Like I like 2 of the Annabelle films, and that's about it. And then I like I like Annabelle Comes Home and Annabelle Creation. I think those were good. But I really just liked the first 2 Conjurings, and I felt like they just, with the universe, it just got a little too muddy. I didn't like the Nun films very much. La Llorona was okay. I mean, they're kind of forgettable, and it's a disappointment to me because I really like what James Wan started with those Conjuring films, the first 2. So for me, it was just a disappointment. And it made a lot of money though, so I'm assuming they're probably going to make more, and they're going to keep that journey going. But it just, and I've rewatched it a couple times, and just rewatched it actually again today when I took a break from work, and I was just like, I still just think it doesn't feel like a horror film. And I don't know if it was because of I think it's Michael Chavis who directed it, and he did the third one too, and he did La Llorona as well. He just isn't James Wan. James Wan has a very distinct look and feel to his films, and I was one that really liked Malignant. A lot of people didn't like that film, but I actually really liked that one, and that's probably the biggest disappointment for me, because I really wanted, because I love Patrick Wilson, I love Vera Farmiga. I thought it would be a good slam dunk, but yeah, just wasn't one that I enjoyed.
Yeah, it's cold here in Philly too, Patrick.
It's cold in California, if you can believe it. For California.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, for California, it's cold. I mean, we've been in the like high 40s, low 50s. Like today, the high was 50. And,
Wow.
Yeah, see,
I'm in the Bay Area, so that's for California. That's cold.
That's cold for them. No, it's like it's been the teens here in
Oh.
Philly.
It's 10 here in Boston.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh. It was 32, but we're supposed to get freezing rain. So whatever you want to say to that.
New Mexico's cold for us. Much like California, it's cold
Yeah.
for us. We're like down to 40s. I know, feel so sorry, but it's cold for
I know.
us.
People like
Cold is
Monty and
cold.
they're all saying it's probably t-shirt weather for them, but it's just in the 50s.
You don't understand.
It's 50. It's freezing out here.
But cold is cold where you are. Like you get us sturdy upper Midwesterners, and come like fall, and we're sitting there freezing our butts off in 50-degree weather. I mean,
Yeah.
there's something to be said for that, as much as going out in 20-degree weather with a t-shirt on.
True. Very true.
What about you, Jen? Was there a movie that you saw that you were looking forward to, but you turned out to be disappointing?
Yeah, actually there was. And there's a couple of movies that like some people really liked that. And these aren't bad movies. Like even the one I was disappointed in wasn't a bad film, but I was like expecting way too much more. But for me, one that I was super hyped about, because I'm a slasher girl, I didn't care for Clown in the Cornfield. No, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was bad, but I was very meh about it, toward it. And I also have heard a lot of people say it's a good gateway horror, and I just thought there were better gateway horror movies out there than Clown in the Cornfield. And the author, it was based off a book, and the author seems like a really cool dude, but I just couldn't get in it. And I know a lot of people liked it, but that was a big disappointment for me, was Clown in the Cornfield.
Yeah, I agree with that one too.
Yeah, Mercy agrees with. Yeah, Mercy agrees with you, and so do I. Yeah, I was. It has some nice kills in it, but I thought the design of the clown was meh. The story was meh. The acting was
meh.
It was meh.
Yeah, that's the best way you can say it. It was just, and it's not bad.
Was it Funzo? Funzo was the clown's name, I think.
Funzo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Funzo. Yes.
Yeah,
I would be really.
Yeah. No, please go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I'd be interested to see what the book looks like, to see like how close the book and the movie are, because
I've
it
heard
does
a lot of
feel
people
like
like the book.
Yeah, it seems like there's pieces missing, like context clues that would have helped to make flesh out the movie a little bit more.
Yeah, because I don't know how much of the source material they took from the book, but I don't think they included a lot in it.
Yeah.
They missed some things. I did read the book, and the book's all right. I didn't love the book either, but I liked the book better than the movie. And yeah, you're right. There were things that could have been a little bit better. I think I would have enjoyed the movie if they would have asked, like, why didn't they include that or this? It would have worked a little better, but maybe it was a budget thing.
I see.
It's kind of 100% possible.
All right, Sean. Any of the movies that you saw this year? I know you didn't see some of the main runs, but any movie that you saw this year that you really wanted to see but were disappointed when you saw it?
Well, it's one I kind of figured would be bad because a lot of people were saying it was bad, but I thought I would give it a shot. The Ritual to Al Pacino was straight up bad. Straight
I
up
remember
bad.
that. I didn't see that one.
I haven't seen it either.
No.
It can't be Sean. It has
Horrible.
Al Pacino. Tell me he saves it. He has to.
He couldn't,
Did he have
couldn't
a
save
cappuccino?
it. He could not save it. Just a straight
Hey, what's up, Nightmare Files? Did he freeze?
I think
it's-
his
I
sounds
his,
like-
his mute went on. It sounds like he's muted almost.
Oh, did you mute yourself, Sean? Can you hear me? He must have muted himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silent Night. We don't want you to be silent.
Yeah, he still can't hear you.
We still can't hear you,
I can
Sean.
see
Poor Sean. This happened last time. Like his
I know.
internet went out and he had to sign out and sign back on.
Pull out a hammer. It'll help.
Sean is
Yeah.
like the Charlie Brown of the internet thing. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen before Sean.
Well, we're waiting for Sean to get his audio back. What about you, Jib? Any horror movies that you saw this year you were looking forward to see but were disappointed?
I was terribly disappointed. I love Fear Street, and I've not watched any of the I've not read the book, so I didn't have context one way or the other as to sort of what to expect. Fear Street Prom Queen was such a letdown.
Oh, yeah, it was awful.
Man.
It sucked. So like, and I try not to say that about movies because there's a lot of movies that I review that could easily be put into that field, but there was just something so, I don't know. I suppose every trilogy has that one that's less than, and the fact that we got a trilogy that was really strong. I guess I came into this one like with really high really high expectations, and I don't know. I don't know if it was a case of trying to be too ambitious, or if it was just badly directed, or how you want to state it. But just across the board, it did nothing.
Yeah.
Like the world of Fear Street is not any better because it exists.
Yeah, and it didn't have much to do with the book. Like the book that it's based on, it did not have anything, which is okay. You don't need to go buy the book, but it was a real disservice. Watch the trilogy. Ben, you didn't miss anything. You did.
Oh yeah, I like the first. I did. When I was still doing reviews on my channel back in 2021, I actually liked all three of those because that was kind of a treat because it happened when the pandemic was going on. It was every Friday for like 3 weeks, beginning at the end of June. And I really loved that Christopher Nelson did the makeup effects. So and you had just, I mean, it was just a lot of fun watching those.
Yeah,
this was not.
No.
Yeah, because it was done. This one was done by a different group of people, not the same team.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what they were doing, but they certainly dropped the ball. Very uninteresting characters. The kills were meh. This is terrible. It was such a disappointment.
It's like if you took Prom Night and just like doused it in cold water.
That's what I heard. It was kind of like a play on Prom Night, and the other ones were kind of like a mix of like Scream, and you also had like, it could have been like Friday the 13th, and then the last one was set in like 1666, which is really I thought creative and everything. How each one was a different year and everything. Yeah.
I see. All right, Sean, you back with us?
You hear me?
No, not at all. I'm still wrong.
What were you about to say, Sean, before the internet went out?
Oh, nothing. I was just commenting on the Ritual.
The Ritual.
Oh, that's right.
Saying how it's, in 2025 is still trying to do a knockoff of The Exorcist. It's like, come on.
It was better than
Can't
Exorcist
come up with
Believer.
something.
Please tell me that.
That's what-
It was better than Believer, right?
No, it was not.
Oh, holy crap.
Damn.
It's worse than that.
Oh, dear. It's almost
You know what one I like was. You know what one I like was the Pope's Exorcist. I thought that was kind of crazy and over the top.
Russell Crowe
That's what I liked about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like at least this is different.
What's up, Hobbs?
You're very welcome, Hobbs.
What up, Hobbs?
Mm-hmm. You know, it amazes me because you would think that a movie like The Pope's Exorcist would be a bad one, but it actually turned out to be actually a good one. And The Ritual, because you think that's supposed to be decent because you got Dan Stewart and Al Pacino, and that movie was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a reminder that the makeup doesn't necessarily make it a good movie.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. For me, obviously, for some reason, and I don't know why, but I thought maybe that I Know What You Did Last Summer was going to be.
Oh, Jen loved that one.
Oh, I hated that one.
I know you did.
That one. Don't get me started.
Don't get Jen started.
That was an entertaining video.
Yeah, I know. Because it was so disappointing. It seemed like a waste to have Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. return. It looks like they just did it, and then what they did to Freddie Prinze Jr. at the end of the film, you're going to bring them back, and then you're going to make him the killer. It's totally out of character. Totally didn't make any sense whatsoever. The kills were mad. The cast was mad. You really didn't care anything about the characters. So that was not only is it going to be in my top 5 or top 10 worst movies, it was totally disappointing. I mean, there's some other movies that we talk about that are disappointing as well. But yeah, I was very disappointed. And I Know What You Did Last Summer. It looks like they only did it just to try to cash in on the success of what's going on with Scream.
I have some things to say about that one.
Everybody get under cover. Ah!
Strap yourself in.
Because here we go.
I did not like that movie.
Let's go in the opposite direction. What film that you saw this year that you knew was going to be terrible, but you actually wound up enjoying it? We'll start with you, Sean.
A lot of people had said it was terrible, but I enjoyed it, and I might get kicked off the show for this, but Megan 2.0. I really enjoyed it.
John! John, why did you hurt
I thought it was fun.
Bargain bin Chucky. She's a wannabe Chucky without the talent.
I know a lot of people didn't like how they kind of made it a little bit more sci-fi horror and kind of playing off the Terminator 2 and all that, but to me it just worked for it, I love the way they did. I thought some of the things they did were pretty creative. I thought it was very funny, and I liked a lot of the effects, like when Megan's on different things. She's on the TV 1 second, she's over here in the computer 1 second, and I love what they do with some of the AI stuff and the technical stuff. And then when you see her true self, when she's like this Frankenstein robot thing, how she's all messed up, and I thought it was pretty good. Honestly, I thought it had some good action. It still had some good horror elements too. What wasn't just completely sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's possible that the reason why they changed the tone, because they got tired of the Megan's not Chucky. Yeah, the comparisons to Child's Play or Chucky, and I think that's the reason why they changed the tone for Megan 2.0.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Ben?
What was one that I was concerned was going to be disappointing, and I actually liked it. Now, this was based on an experience I had with the previous film that this director did, and that was Wolfman. I actually really liked Wolfman.
Okay.
I liked it because it was different, and I also I liked that it was kind of almost, it reminded me of vibes of like Cronenberg's The Fly a little bit, just done in a different conceptual way, but sort of how someone would manifest slowly after being bitten, and you're sort of experiencing it through his, like when he can't hear people talk normally because he's turning animalistic, his hearing changes, it's more sense, like certain sounds are amplified, like just like a spider crawling up the wall is much louder to him than it would be to somebody that's human. There was just little things like that. And I think it was Christopher Abbott. I thought he did a great job playing the main actor. I also love Julia Garner. I've loved her in Ozark. She's in another film that came out this year that we haven't discussed yet that I want to talk about. We will. And I just think she's a fantastic actress. I mean, their chemistry together was a little stilted because they were having marital problems, but I love where it was set. I love that it was in the wilderness. It was different. And I didn't like Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man. I was somebody that I had a really bad experience seeing it in the movie theater. When it came out, it was the last movie I saw before the pandemic and the lockdown. It was the last movie I saw. And when I went to see it, I had a bunch of people in the theater that were just carrying on. They were using laser pointers and running around. And my wife and I were just like, we're just trying to watch this movie. It was so bad that I was like, I can't get into this. So I'll rewatch it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Watched it when it came out on Blu-ray, and I still didn't like it. Mm-hmm. And my main problem with it was that you didn't know your antagonist very well. It was all talked about. You have Elizabeth Moss talking about him. You see her escaping from him at night, and then you just know he's this genius sociopathic man that has this technology. And I wanted to know more about him. And it just reminded me of Sleeping with the Enemy, just with technology. It was just like, that's what it reminded me of. Very much so, very same beats. And I just wasn't, and I love Lee Whannell. I love so many things that he's done. I think that, he's done some terrific films, but I just was curious what the Wolfman would be like, and everybody hated the Wolfman, and I liked it. And so many people everybody loved The Invisible Man, but I didn't like it. So anyway, that was one that really surprised me.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Brought some good points up. I didn't like Wolfman as much as you did, but those points you brought up, I did. It was the kid for me that little girl got on my nerves.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I understand, because that was the only thing I didn't like. With that kid was annoying.
Yeah,
because she did everything like he would say, don't do this, and she would do it, and she almost gets hit by a car. I mean, there's little things that happen in the film, and it's like, I understand where you guys are coming from. I did kind of like the father-daughter relationship, but I see where you're coming from, that can be something that sort of, takes your enjoyment away. Yeah, grading on you.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, with Lee Whannell, like Upgrade, I think is a great film. I also love his Insidious Chapter 3 is my favorite, and that's the one that he did. So it's like, that's why the Invisible Man was so surprising for me. I was like going, oh, this is going to be a slam dunk, and I was just like, it wasn't just the bad experience I had in the movie theater that first showing. So anyway, that's one that surprised me. I actually really liked it, and I was surprised by all the backlash it got.
To answer Jason's question, no, that kid in the Babadook was very annoying, but it fits the style of the movie.
It worked.
Mm-hmm.
It worked. Yeah. He's an annoying kid, but unfortunately, there's a reason why he's an annoying.
With the Wolfman, the kid in the Wolfman, she was playing like she wasn't an older kid, but she was playing too young. She was playing like she was acting like she was maybe 3 or 4, and it just didn't work. That was like that got on my nerves.
Like 8 or 9, yeah.
Like they said, the kid in the Babadook, he was younger than the girl, so you kind of expect that, but he was just being a brat.
Yeah.
He's being a brat, but there's a reason why he's a brat, and that helps propel the film in that way.
Yeah.
I see. All right, Chip, what was a film that you saw that you were not looking forward to see, but you were surprised and you enjoyed it?
Oh, there is a film that shocked me. In fact, it's not my number 1, but it's going to be really high. And this is one that I've heard some people were like me, really liked it. A lot of people didn't. In fact, Marty, the Trash Picture Show, and I have very different opinions on this film. But me and Sparky, we watched 28 Years Later, and we were kind of, when we went in, we were like, we don't know about this. And I mean, I was fucking riveted. I thought it was a beautiful story. I loved the mother-son dynamic. I liked the doctor, how you would think, he's all with the bones and you think he's going to be this evil thing, and people fear him, and he's one of the heart of the movies. Everything worked, and it's gorgeous to look at. I was blown away by it.
I agree with you.
And you're sure it wasn't because of the what?
That's why I liked it.
I thought it was so smart. And I know, and like the Victor Salva, which is basically what that was, at the end, I really liked that. I thought that was so smart. And I know some people didn't, but I was or not Victor Salva. It was
I know you're talking about. It's the one in Europe, the kids. Yeah.
That one.
His name escapes me, but I knew it. When that came up, and I saw there was controversy after that, I'm like, why? And I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, it was a DJ in London, and it was later on that he was accused of molesting a whole bunch of kids, and that turned out to be a huge controversy. No, I heard of that. I heard of that, Patrick. I've not seen that yet.
I haven't either.
But they need to come up with one that's sunburn in hell, or no sunburns in hell. I don't know.
What did you guys think of 28 Years Later? Did you all like it, or was it not as? I know a lot of people didn't.
I liked it. I'm not a huge fan of the original. I actually like 28 Weeks Later better than the original. I don't know why. I think it was just because it had a great cast. You had Harold Perrineau, you had Jeremy Renner, you had Rose Byrne. I really liked that, and and then you had I always say her name. Is it Imogen or Imogen Poots?
Imogen,
and I thought she was great in it, and I think it's Robert Carlyle was in it. I mean, there's so many great people in that movie, and I rewatched all of them because I had only seen 28 Days Later like twice, and so I had both of them on Blu-ray. So after I watched 28 Years Later, I watched the other two, and I just did a video about all three of them, and I ranked them, and I would put the new one as second. I still like 28 Weeks Later better, but I'm really looking forward to the Bone Temple. I think just because Nia DaCosta has done it, and she did the Candyman 2021, and I love that movie. So
I think when it comes to the difference between 28 days and weeks, is that 28 days seems more like a character-driven film.
Yeah, absolutely.
As opposed to 28 Weeks Later is more of a post-apocalyptic film. You still got decent characters, but it's more focused on the situation, not just character-driven. And then you go back to character-driven with 28 Years Later.
Yeah, and I thought Aaron Taylor Johnson was good too. I mean, there were good people in it.
Very much so.
I think too that there's so many sequels that take the route of easiest resistance or the route of least resistance, and this didn't do that. This and something like Final Destination Bloodlines looked outside their narrow story and took it in places that we don't get to see a lot. And I like that. Well. Yeah, I did too. It was good.
I like when people take it because you can have a property that is known for one thing, and I sometimes think it's good to have creative minds that kind of take the reins every once in a while and do something that's not expected. So I think that's why I think, it's like you can keep a series going for multiple movies, but you have to sometimes have different storytellers. Sometimes if you have the same screenwriter for multiple films, you'll just get the same results.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Well, they put on the blinders and just go from there.
Yeah, because they know it'll make money. The title,
money.
Whatever the previous film did.
All right. What about you, Trip? What was a movie that you saw that you were not looking forward to seeing, but you were pleased that it was good?
I feel like this is going to be kind of a controversial thing. Maybe not. I am not like the Halloween franchise, like the Halloween, like the anthology franchise is kind of hit or miss for me. Or VHS. Not Halloween. So the VHS franchise is kind of hit or miss for me. There are good stories. I think every single one that we've had has a good story in it, but there's a lot more kind of meh than there is good. So I've really tempered my expectations. But for the most part, VHS Halloween was awesome across the board. I really, really enjoyed all the stories in it. Like they covered a wide variety. That's okay.
But I did.
No, that's okay.
What What was your favorite segment out of the VHS Halloween?
Oh crap! The one with the mommy, like that one. I don't know why
The first one.
Yeah, I don't know why that one, and then the one where everybody gets turned into candy.
Yeah,
was the visceral nature of that one, like, and it was so goofy. That one probably more so than the mommy one. I don't know. It just like it just and everything flowed so well. Like it was really a well-rounded like wraparound story in addition to everything worked within it too. So
yeah, I thought it was for me. It was okay. I liked the last segment, the Halloween. The Halloween tour thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the haunted house thing, and the guy unfortunately activates the song, and everything turns real.
Oh yeah, and the unexpected cameos in that one too.
Oh yeah. For me, actually, because when I first saw Drop, I was not expecting much at all with Drop. It seemed like it was going to be an average film at best, but thanks to the performances of the leads, especially with Megan Fahey and Brandon Skylier, whatever how you pronounce his name, and how well it was written, how well it was directed. So that really surprised me. That's one of my surprises of the year.
That one surprised me too. I was very surprised. That was another one I would have brought up if you asked me about 2 or 3 of them. But yeah, it was very good because when I saw the trailer come out, and it was just April was a bad month for me when that one came out. I mean, I was like, I'll just catch it later. I don't know if this is going to be good. And then it didn't do anything. And I'm like going, why didn't this do better? It was very Alfred Hitchcock for a modern time. And I thought they did a great job of that without being too overt. I mean, there was a lot of like, oh, I was surprised this is the way it went. And just the way it starts. And you're going, what does this mean? What's going on here? And then it kind of, it goes into its primary narrative. And I just said, oh, I really like this. And again, I like the main actress. I think they cast it really well. Kept you invested.
Okay, so this year, for some reason, we wind up getting legacy sequels. We wind up getting a new version, not legacy sequels, continuations. One was we finally got another Final Destination 6, and of course we have I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Let's start with you, Ben. Which did you enjoy and which one you did not enjoy?
It's funny because Jen's going to hate me, but I actually liked the I Know What You Did Last Summer. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. It's not, but again, wait. I'm not done. I liked Final Destination way better.
Yes, thank you. We can still be friends.
But there was, I guess it was just, I guess because I just, again, I all the points that you hit, Monty, with the whole thing with the reveal at the end, what they did with the legacy characters, they didn't do enough. There was just a few things in it that I did kind of enjoy. I guess because I don't hold it so near and dear as some people do. I still think the first I Know What You Did Last Summer is the best. It was they shot some of it in the area where I live. They shot some of it in like Bodega Bay and stuff like that. So I've visited some of the locations. So I guess I'm really kind of tied to it. And I remember seeing it in the movie theater. So yeah, I guess I just had a good time with it. I hadn't gone to a lot of movies this summer. It was one of the first ones I went back to after seeing 28 years later. So I had a good time with it, but Final Destination Bloodlines absolutely was the better of the two. And it was also just a beautiful send-off for the late Tony Todd. I mean, you can't, he is somebody that I have idolized for so long, going back to like, he was in Platoon. He was in Tom Savini's remake of Night of the Living Dead. I mean, he was in so many great films. But when I saw Candyman for the first time, it terrified me to my core. And I was 18 years old when I saw it. And it was so scary that the first time I watched it, I took it immediately back to the video store after I rented it. That's how bad it scared me. I didn't want to watch it again. It actually took me 2 years to watch it again. I would watch it again in 1994. And I was home alone and I was 20 years old. It was like, but it still really just got me. And he was such a captivating icon is all I can say, and I was heartbroken the day he died, and I remember that weekend I had taken, just a little side story. I took my mom to the grocery store. She wasn't feeling well. We went to the grocery store to get a couple things, and then we were going out to help my grandmother with a couple things. And this guy behind the counter that was waiting on my mom, the cashier, noticed that I had a Candyman pin on my jacket, and we started talking about him. And he was probably, I'm going to say, early 20s, and it just shocked me that he knew who Tony Todd was. And we started talking. I said, well, he did finish his part. They did film him for Final Destination 6, and he was like, oh my God, really? And he was so shocked and so happy. And I said, yeah, it's supposed to come out next spring. And we had a good conversation, and I was just like, this kid knew who Tony Todd was. We grew up in the generation where he was in a lot of things like The Rock. He was on 24. He was in so many great things. And as well as it broke my heart to see him and the shape that he was in, he still brought his A game. And the fact that it was a personal send-off, it was something that he actually came up with to say goodbye, not only to the character of Bloodworth, but to the fans of the franchise. It was, I think your heart would be made of stone if you didn't get emotional watching that. But it was also really interesting what they did with that film. And I also think Richard Harmon, who played Eric, was also an amazing actor in that film. I wasn't so crazy about the main heroine or the main protagonist, but I really liked a lot of the side characters. And I like how it was this family and how it was all tied together over the years and how it related back to some of the earlier films. They did a great job because it had been, 2011 is when the last one came out, and you kind of go, wow, you're going, that's 14 years. It's like, how are they going to, is it going to be worth the wait? And I think that, if anything that was one that blew away, I think, everybody's expectations, money-wise and critic reception. I think it got the best, I don't listen to critics, but I was shocked at how critics really loved that film. And it was amazing to watch opening night. So I absolutely would blow away I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I would agree.
All right, Patrick.
I'm chasing him away. Really, this guy's talking too damn much.
Just say A24 and you'll go away.
Oh, really?
Good Lord.
All right, Sean. Did you actually see Final Destination Bloodlines and I Know What You Did last summer?
I did not get a chance to see Bloodlines yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I do plan to check it out. Thing is, I've never been hugely invested in the Final Destination franchise. I watched the first couple, and then I just kind of teetered off with it. But I've heard a lot of good things about it, and the fact what like Ben was just saying, Tony Todd's big farewell. You got to see that.
Yeah.
But yes, I did see I Know What You Did Last Summer. I went to the theaters to see that because, like a lot of people, I did enjoy the first one a lot, and I do hold it in high regard. Like, some people just see it as like a knockoff of Scream or whatever, but I've never seen it that way. I always felt like it was kind of an old school style slasher, like the 80s, with the similar kind of premise and, the setup and that. My favorite type of slasher is the whodunit slasher, and I always thought that I Know What You Did Last Summer did that very well. And I thought the same with this. I know a lot of people didn't. I don't know why it gets so much hate.
Thank God I'm not alone.
I love the mystery of the killer. I thought every time you see the killer, very intimidating, and I love how he was shot. That first scene when he comes out of the shadows, I was like, that's badass. I love that. And
with the harpoon, yeah.
Yeah. And I love that, it was just kind of an old school slash. It wasn't trying to be like Terrifier or something, be like super gory over the top. It was just kind of straight up old school slasher. Cool. Love the mystery of it. And I love the, the reveal. I mean, that was a shocker. You can't tell me that you saw that coming.
Yes, I did, Sean. Not to be an asshole, but yes, I did.
Yeah, right.
I saw half of it coming.
I was shocked there was 2 killers. That's what I was kind of like. I was like, going, always been 1 for all of them, except for
Yeah,
So.
no, I
guess 2
maybe
was
the
technically
first one, but the second one I was like,
well, the second one had the father
wow.
son. Will Benson.
And we won't talk about the third one.
No.
I've seen it once. I will always know what you did last summer.
Scooby-Doo. That's like
it was like in Colorado. I'm like going, that's weird. It's like, okay.
And another thing is people complain about, the legacy characters didn't have enough of an angle or whatever. And then a lot of other people say, well, if they use them too much, it's going to overshadow everybody else. You want to see the young cast, It's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I thought it had some good shockers, some good twists, and I liked the young cast. I thought they were pretty good. And
yeah,
well, that is the issue of legacy.
Perfect, but it's not perfect, and I agree with you. I was shocked the way they went, Sean, but I was like going, yeah, I mean, what if Scream 5 had been that Dewey was the killer? I mean, it's just like, it's kind of one of those things where you're gonna be like going, you might not like that, but at least they tried something. It's like, even if you don't like it, at least they tried something different with this one. And either people are gonna love it or hate it. I mean,
yeah, my problem was not the reveal of having Freddie Prinze Jr. being the character. Mm-hmm. It has to fit the story to make sense, and for him to be the killer after everything he's been through, and he's been staying at the town, and his motivations are because the town didn't believe.
They kind of they were like, oh, it wasn't like a big deal anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of a poor motivation for me. It's like I don't mind if you want to do something at shock value. I don't have a problem with that, but it has to fit story wise. It has to make sense character wise. Just like everyone would love to be Stu to come back alive in Scream, or this upcoming film, Scream 7, which is okay. Yeah. But for me, it has to make sense story-wise. Yeah. And for him to come back and be the mastermind is kind of against what Stu's character is.
Yeah, I mean, he did have a 90s television dropped on him. Those things are heavy. I mean, that's not like a...
There was no HD TV. That's straight up
that's like glass. That's like an armoire falling on you, man.
It's probably like 200 pounds.
God rest my good friend Steven from Scraping Something Friendly. That he will not be able to see his dream come true. But as I always would tell him, it's like look, I know you're glad to see that Matthew Lillard's coming back and he's going to be Stu again, but he's not going to be the killer.
Yeah, I'm curious how this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
What about Sarah Michelle Gellar coming back? I bet you didn't see that coming either. I thought that was really
eerie.
Cool,
I thought that was really eerie.
It was eerie.
Yeah. It was like it wasn't expected, like how they did that.
I don't know. Given all the emphasis that they put on her character, kind of from the start, I kind of thought about it, but then I figured you'd see like a silhouette or something.
I was like dream sequence. Not to be that know-it-all, but I was like dream fucking sequence.
Oh yeah, well you knew it was a dream sequence.
Oh yeah, you know what?
She's not going to actually come back.
I don't know the way this movie was, but I was like, oh no,
side of her face falling off. She leaves a boob on the floor.
Yeah, but I think the CGI effect that they put in it was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jen. I know you've been bitten.
Batten down your hatches. Here she goes.
No, I'm a fraud. I really did love. I know what you know. I didn't love it. I didn't like it. I'm sorry, guys, and I'm happy that you guys enjoyed it and got good fun out of it. No hate, but for me, this was a miserable experience. I wanted to get up and walk out, and I just kind of knew every freaking play this movie was doing, and I thought to myself, I'm like, if he's the goddamn killer, and he was the goddamn killer, and I'm like, I don't fucking care, people. And then the sex fiend, the sexual, she had trauma and she was a sex fiend. Cool, but I don't fucking care. Who are all you people? I don't give a shit. Who was this movie made for? Because like the fans.
It really starts on the plane, and it was I was like, wow, this really turned a corner.
It did. And and then we saw a lot of the movie in the goddamn trailer, which isn't the movie's fault, but it was a bad experience all around. So no, I'm not a fan of that movie. However, I did love A Final Destination, and just a lot of the stuff Ben said. I also fucking adored Tony Todd, and I was like, when I heard that he passed that day, I was, because it was a bad week anyway, because other things was happening in the world, and I'm like, and Sparky's like, did you hear? And I'm like, what? I go, oh God, what now? And they're like, Tony Todd died, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I knew he was going to be in the next movie, and it was just so fucking beautiful. I'm not ashamed to admit I had tears in my eyes.
I bawled. I don't care what anybody says. I love that dude, and it's like I was this close. He was at a con literally the year before he passed in the Bay Area. He was a last minute addition, and I didn't find out until after it was over. And I'm like, I was like, are you serious? He was in San Francisco. He never came up here. So it's like, I'm going, yeah.
I know. And he, from everything I've heard, I didn't get to ever meet him either, but I've read things, I've heard things. I heard that he was a beautiful human being, you know, in his personal life. And I loved what they did. I love that the directors just said, do whatever you want to do. You've got free carte blanche. And it was a good message. And what better message to get, because we all knew he was saying goodbye to everybody. And he was saying, live your life, because it's so quick. And I thought that was just such a good message, not heavy-handed. But the movie itself was just so much fucking fun. Aside from the beautifulness that was Tony Todd, the movie was just so much fun. Sparky and I had a blast. And the opening scene, because Jen is afraid of heights. Like
Ben is afraid of heights.
and like when that scene and when they're dropping, Sparky told me I was holding on to my seats because it was like, and it was just so invested.
It was a glass floor. I was like,
no, fuck this, no. It was just so much fun. It's one of my favorite. I don't know if it's my favorite movie of the year, but it's if it's not, it's my number 2. I am going back and forth. I haven't seen everything yet, but I fucking love Final Destination.
It was really good.
And like you guys said, but we'd been waiting. So, and the Final Destination, I was a big fan of those, and it was kind of special because I showed them to Sparky. They'd only seen like 1 or 2 of them, and we watched them all, and we just had a blast. They're kind of special movies between me and Sparky. So
nice.
Yeah, we rewatched all of them before the new one too, because I hadn't watched the Final Destination in a long time, the 4th one, and while it's still on the weaker side, I still had some fun with it rewatching it. They're just those, but I still remember seeing the first one vividly, and I'm terrified of flying, so that one really,
yeah.
And then the second one's always been my favorite, just because of that freeway scene. I think that is just such a amazingly choreographed chain reaction. You're just like going, how did they? And they shot it literally. The only thing that was CGI in that scene were the logs. When they fly backwards, because they tried it with practical logs and they just rolled down the embankment, and they're like, we want them to fly backwards and hit the cop car and cause everything else to happen.
Because unfortunately physics will cause, because the logs are cylinder, so physics will cause they're going to roll to the side. They're not going to go straight.
It was just cool to watch that behind the scenes. Like, okay, we're going to try it. You just see them go click, 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 and I'm like going, that's not going to work. They have to use some special effects there.
Yeah, any horror fan behind a log, we all even in
I see it.
Oh yeah.
Every time I see a log truck, I'm like, ain't getting behind him. No, I'm slowing down.
But maybe we're afraid for no reason, because they're just gonna roll to the side.
Exactly. Unless you're hitchhiking, then you're screwed.
Did you see one last thing? Did you see the promos that they did? I think they only did it in Canada, but it was like they actually had log trucks for Final Destination Bloodlines that had, and they were driving them around. I said, "Oh, that's smart marketing right there."
Very good.
And cool too, cool as hell too.
Yeah. All right, what about you, Trip?
I would say, so I saw, I know what you did last summer. I didn't really have expectations, and this kind of screwed them up hardcore. I was with Jen, like, you don't necessarily know exactly what's coming, but you can kind of tell what was coming. It's like, the way that they're emphasizing those words with that character, come on. It's going to be something in that realm. Also, the last, like, when they're on the beach after everything is kind of figured out,
I have to admit that was
screaming. I was in the theater by myself.
When they left the hospital?
I was just, oh my God. I was yelling at the screen in this like relatively large theater. Luckily, I was there by myself, but any ushers that were listening in were probably like, what in the fuck?
We gotta keep showing this movie. It's pissing people off.
If I could have gotten a chair loose, I would have thrown it at the screen, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, me too. Me too. And I was like, oh my fucking God, are you fucking kidding me? My fucking God. And the kid is still loose. And I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. Well, I couldn't say it out loud because there were people in my theater. And I was like, fuck you, fuck you.
You're always welcome in my theater, Jen.
How dare you buy a ticket to this?
On the other end, though, Final Destination Bloodlines. I've always been a fan of Final Destination movies. Again, bar is normally quite low for those just because like the gore is fantastic, but the story and the characters are kind of you know. But the way that they did this, they looked outside the box. They went in a different direction, which was really appreciated. And the fact that this had bloodlines in the title, and it wasn't like every other horror movie that had bloodlines in the title. It was a nice change of pace. So yeah, front to back, I adored the movie. The kills were fantastic. The MRI one, like that.
Oh, when I saw that happen, I'm like, how is this gonna? I said, oh, and then the spring, that was the thing. It was like in the vending machine. That was the. I was like going, how is this gonna? And then it just kept getting worse. It's like,
you know, I'm just glad to see that. I don't remember the kid's name, but the one kid with all the tattoos and piercings. I'm glad to see that he was dedicated to piercings because that Prince Albert. Oh God.
And Sparky and I laughed so hard in the theater when the one character found a revelation about himself and his family. We were laughing our ass, and no one else was. Our theater was kind of quiet, but we were going into hysterics. We thought it was
and I don't think there was a bad kill in there. They were all interesting. No. The fact that everything came back to a damn penny, it's just like those little tricks of fate, and you know, fantastic.
It was.
But on that note, I do have to peace out, so I will. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's a classic urban legend too. So But
I know they did it. It was very smart the way that they did a lot. Like the trash when the girl's jogging and the thing picks her up and puts her into the garbage truck. I'm like going because you're just watching it going, what?
Parking like that.
All right, Trip. You stay safe out there.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Big hug.
Yeah, when it comes to I Know What You Did Last Summer, my main problem is the cast. I just did not like them. Just nothing.
How could you?
I mean, it's like this. I mean, you really don't get to know them that well. I mean, you have the one girl, she's got problems, so she's in the sex. She's got sex in the airplane. She's in the bondage. She wants this guy to choke her. And you had the rich, affluent people. You had the ex-boyfriend, but you don't really get to know them enough in order to care for them for what's happening. But unfortunately, the main problem is, as far as the killer is concerned, I wasn't surprised by one of the killers. I really wasn't surprised that they decided to go with two killers because it looked like I had a feeling they're going to try to cop off screen.
Yep.
And I wasn't surprised about Freddie Prinze Jr. being the killer neither because it kind of made sense to me because wait a minute. Are they going to do two? Oh, they're going to do. Oh, here we go. Yep, here we go. So,
and then the conflict between him and Julie, the Ray and Julie conflict. You never really understood what it really was. You just knew that they had a bad falling out, and I was like, but that was every movie. I mean, she was mad at him in the first movie. She was mad at him in the second. She she was always being told by Brandy's character, I think is it Carla? They were telling her like, oh yeah, go out with Will, like the heck with Ray. And it was like, I'm going, why? So I felt kind of like I'm going, okay, well, we've seen this before. So, like I said, it wasn't a perfect movie. I had fun with it, but I could see where you could go, okay, they didn't really plan this very well. It's kind of like they just said, oh, we'll get him back. And, like you said, play off of Scream in terms of like, bringing these legacy characters back.
Yeah. Yeah, very much.
With not having much for them to do outside of being, there. Like for Julie James, she really was kind of in the background.
Oh yeah.
Very much so.
So in this year, we had returning franchises coming back with their latest entries: Jurassic Park. Whoops! Oh, darn, I forgot the goddamn.
It's Rebirth, I think. Is it Jurassic
Yeah,
Park?
Jurassic Park.
Yep, Rebirth. Yeah.
And Predator Badlands. So, Jen, what do you think about Predator Badlands?
I know what you did last night.
and Jurassic Park.
I haven't seen Jurassic Park Rebirth, but I have been schooled because you know who my boyfriend is. So
yeah.
of course I've been schooled on. But I heard the Jurassic Park Rebirth. It was fine. I heard it was fine. Nothing to write home about. I did see Predator Badlands, and I liked it. Believe it or not, I've
heard it's great, and I haven't seen it yet.
And it's very. I liked the theme of families and everything. I liked in the different stories. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Now, I'm not to the level Marty is, and I'm not just parroting it because my boyfriend likes it, but I liked it. And I'm not the biggest fan of these franchises, but I liked it. I did. I enjoyed it. And I heard Jurassic Rebirth was fine. It's fine. I haven't seen it, but I heard. So, Marty should be here right now.
I know, yeah, he would tell me about it. What about you, Ben? Did you see Jurassic Park and Predator Badlands?
I didn't see Badlands. I did see Jurassic Park. I saw it. It premiered on demand at the beginning of November, and so we watched it. And I was shocked at how much I loved it. I really was, because I love Gareth Edwards, and I thought that he brought. There was just a good monster movie. It had a very good horror vibe to it. And I love Scarlett Johansson. I love Mahershala Ali. I mean, I was glad that because I feel like they ran their course with the other 3 Jurassic World movies. I thought the first Jurassic World was great because you actually got to see the park. The second one, Fallen Kingdom, I thought had some good monster movie moments, but I felt like it was kind of, it dragged, and then the last one I think was Dominion. The last one,
Dominion.
They brought back Sam Neill,
but they didn't need them in it, and I think that's they brought him back, similar to what we were saying with I Know What You Did Last Summer, because that was another one where I watched it on demand. I didn't see it in the movie theater, and it was focusing on the locusts and the crops and all that. I mean, it was kind of like they opened up the world with the second one, The Fallen Kingdom, where, okay, dinosaurs are loose now. They're in the wild. And they were, I think they didn't have a really good focus on the third one. Whereas this one, just because I really liked Godzilla that Gareth Edwards did. I did like that film a lot. And that's what it reminded me of. And I thought there was some great set pieces. Also, you have the family, there's this family in it, and as well as, the people that are actually going to the island for, the company to get, to because of the experimentations they're doing and things like that. So I thought it blended well, and there wasn't really a character in it that I didn't like. And I thought that it had some tense moments. There's a couple of great action scenes in it. And yeah, I want to buy it and watch it again, because the original is still my favorite, but yeah, this one might be my second favorite out of the entire Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I've only seen it once, but I really had a great time with it. I wish I would have seen it in the movie theater.
I heard it had some heart too. There was a few moments where it had a lot of heart. Yes,
very much so. Very much so, because Mahershala was really great in it, and I really liked the character that he played.
Very cool. I'll check it out. Check it out.
Yeah. Did you see Jurassic World and Predator Badlands, Sean?
I haven't yet, unfortunately. I do want to see them both, though.
Yeah. I really thought Jurassic Park Rebirth was pretty good. Unlike what a lot of people did not like the film, because it's like they're doing the repeated beats once again. But I enjoyed it. I like the new characters.
I like the new characters. Yeah.
Mahershala Ali,
he's great.
ScarJo, she was great in the film. Obviously, you got John Williams' music. There's this great scene where in the field you have John Williams' old classic music playing in the background.
Very much so.
I like some of the designs of the new dinosaurs, but
they're scary.
They were scary. It was I kind of funny, because in the opening scene where they're in the park, all that happened because a guy couldn't eat his baby Ruth.
Yeah.
He couldn't eat his baby Ruth.
It was so funny.
He couldn't eat his baby Ruth. He couldn't sit down somewhere And these Babe Ruth are leaving on the table. No, he had to take with him, and he caused all that crap to happen. Okay, let's see now. What else do we have on our? Trying to see.
Thank you, monkey.
Come on.
Right on.
I still love you.
Okay. Can we all agree that Stranger Things Chapter 2 was Stranger Things Chapter 2 is just terrible?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm behind on a couple, and that's but I've heard. I haven't heard anyone say they liked it. I didn't like the first one.
People's, the word of mouth kept me from it, I think, because the word of mouth of the first one wasn't very good either. So why would I go see this one?
Yeah,
had no motivation to see it.
Stranger Things?
No, the Strangers Chapter 2.
The Strangers. I'm sorry, I thought you said Stranger Things. Strangers. I actually, again, the Strangers Chapter 1. I felt like. Here's what I thought. I like actually Pray at Night, the second one. The second one I think is brilliant.
I liked it a lot.
It had Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Christine. It had this very 80s vibe to it. And like the scene at the pool, I still think is one of the greatest like set pieces ever. Just the way that it's shot. I liked the first one. The first one scared me. The second one, I remember watching it the first time and I said, I like that this is different. I like that this is more of an 80s slasher. And it was before Halloween 2018 came out, so it kind of really didn't do anything. I think if it would have came out a year later, I think it would have been bigger. But with the new ones, I kept hoping. I said, well, maybe this is still in the same universe. It's just, I don't know. They killed two of the strangers off, possibly all three of them in Pray at Night. So I said, well, what are they going to do with this? And then when I watched it, I'm like going, well, it's just kind of a watered down version of the first movie.
Yep.
But then there was little things that they did, and I love Rennie Harlan, and I'm like going, okay, there's some parts of this I can get into if they're going to do something different with the next two. I've heard nothing but bad things about Chapter 2. So I don't know, and I haven't seen it. So it's like I don't know what to think. And I saw like the preview for Chapter 3, and I'm like going, but people hated Chapter 2. And I think that's what the whole thing was. It was going to live or die for me on that second chapter. Because I said when I did a ranking of them, and I did I do spooky screenings. I don't do reviews. But when I did it, I said, I can enjoy some elements of Chapter 1 if they're going to actually pay it off in these next two. Because Chapter 1 is pretty much, the beat by beat by beat, it's going to happen. I mean, there's, a couple, it's more red herrings of who are the strangers. But I think what made those first two films so scary is that you don't know who they are, and it doesn't matter who they are. They're there for whatever. It doesn't matter who they are. And I think that's one thing that I think a lot of times writing gets wrong. We don't need to know all the motivation. I think what makes it scary is that you don't understand their motivations, like she said, because you were here. I mean, that's the motivation.
You know
that's what makes
nothing
it scary.
about them, literally.
That's all you need to know. And I think when you try to over-explain something, and they did that with the Halloween franchise. And to some extent, it was good. I think what Dan Farrens was trying to do with Curse of Michael Myers was good. It just got muddied up by the different powers that can be with, the Weinsteins and then the Akkads. But with the Strangers, I just didn't understand why they're doing 3 films.
Yep.
Just do one really good film and then see if that works. And if it doesn't work, don't do 2 more films. But they shot all 3 of them at once. So I still will watch part 2. I mean, I still will watch Chapter 2 just because I'm curious. And it does have Richard Brake in it. And I love Richard Brake. So
it does. I've heard. I was going to ask if anyone's seen it. Is he in it or not? Because someone said he's not in it or hardly in it.
He's in the first one. Rarely. You see him. He's in the diner.
Yeah. That's what made me excited.
Yeah, I won't say because I don't want to ruin it for you. I mean, I feel sorry for Madeline Pesh because she was the only good thing in Chapter 1, and she's kind of the only good thing in Chapter 2. But it's like my whole problem with this series so far especially with chapter 1, is if you're going to do an origin story and try to say, okay, we're going to tell you who the strangers are, then why are you going to give us the same movie that we got in the first one? And then you're going to do a watered down one. You're going to give us a younger version of the two characters in the first one. The only difference is they're a young couple and they seem to be been together for a while. While in the first one, they've been married for a while. They're married for about. They're having marriage problems, and they went to their friend's wedding. But in the first one, you really don't care that much for the couple. I mean, and like I said, only and the second one here, it was a nothing burger. It was just,
well, it's something where it's almost like I don't understand. Like I said, why didn't they set it after the events of the first movie, in between the first movie and Pray at Night? That would have been more interesting. Like, okay, because obviously by the time Pray at Night came around, they had done it a few more times. It was almost like they were, because I think they said next time it'll be different. I think there's a line that they say at the end when they're driving away, and it's like, I'm like, why couldn't they have done like in between those two films? Because when you sort of cancel those out and just say, okay, well, these don't exist, now you have to focus on these three films. I'm like, if I want to watch a Strangers film, I'm going to watch Pray at Night, because I just feel like it's so good. They picked such great music that you wouldn't put in a slasher film. I mean, Total Eclipse of the Heart. You got Air Supply in it. I'm like going, come on. I mean, but it works. It works so well. And that scene where that truck is on fire and it's chasing her down that bridge, I'm like going, the Christine vibes I got. I mean, it was just so amazing. I was going like this when I was watching that movie in the theater back in 2018. So that's what I want. I want something exciting. And like you said, it was a paint by numbers movie, chapter 1. So.
Yeah, it was very much so.
But it's funny, like Ben was saying, how they keep planning these trilogies, like Exorcist Believer. They had the trilogy already planned out, and no one likes Believer. I don't know one single person that likes Exorcist Believer. I
actually kind of like it.
Actually, you did?
I did. And I will tell you, when I saw it in the theater, guess how many people were in the theater?
One.
Me. I was the only one in the theater. And I went on a Saturday morning. I went on Saturday at 1 o'clock. And I'm like going, there's nobody here.
Yeah, my problem with the movie with The Exorcist Believer is that they focus so much on the black girl, but they don't do anything with the white girl. If you're going to have two girls possessed, then you want to at least incorporate them, so that way we can both feel sorry for them when they do get possessed. So it's especially when the white girl is actually one that dies. But we have no feeling. We have no feeling for it because we barely get to know anything about the white girl.
I think it was kind of not a mistake to have it all built around Ellen Burstyn, but I was like going, she's 90. I'm like, what do you expect her to do in this film? But the thing that I did have a problem with was some of the verbiage. It was like the whole thing about her when she was trying to sort of be the person that exercises one of these girls. I'm like, oh come on, you were not doing that in the first movie. And then she said, oh, it was because of the patriarchy. That's why that was like one of the worst. That was a line where I'm like going, oh, come on. These two men sacrificed their lives to save your daughter. And that's how you're going to write it off. I'm like, it was that pissed me off. And I'm like going, because I not that The Exorcist is my favorite movie. I think actually Exorcist 3 is my favorite. Mine too. It scared the shit out of me when I saw it in the theater. But the first one is so good, so well acted, there's no humor in that film at all. That movie is disturbing. And I felt like if you're gonna do something and say it's gonna be tied to that first movie, you have to come out you have to just cut balls to the wall. You just have to do something that's really going to respect what came before and carry it forward. And I didn't feel like they were respecting what came before just because of when it was set. Yeah. And that's what made me mad a little. That did make me mad. I enjoyed the film more than a lot of people, but I only liked the first Exorcist and the third one, and then Believer. I don't like any of the other ones. So it's like Believer is my last out of the three, but it's like that was a problem I had with it. I didn't like that that dialogue.
I agree. You know, that it was felt like they were doing it not, and horror can always have good commentary. In fact,
absolutely,
that's my favorite kind, but it was for golf claps. It wasn't because they actually want to say something about the patriarchy. They just are like, oh, this will get us golf claps. And that just kind of diminishes everything. I had a problem with that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But there's still going to be another one, so.
Yeah, yes. Flanagan's doing it, and they just cast Scarlett Johansson.
Thank God. Flanagan will save it, guys. We are in good hands. Flanagan will save it.
He's amazing.
Yes.
So obviously, once again, because characters go into the public domain, someone's got to make a horror movie about them.
Yeah.
This time, not only did we not get one, we didn't get two, but we got 3 horror films from Popeye the Sailor Man.
3.
Popeye. Yeah, 3. Popeye the Sailor Man.
I have no interest.
Popeye's Revenge and Shiver Me Timbers. Did any of y'all guys see any of the
I did because my younger son Jake did, and one of them I'll get now it's not good, guys. When I say this, I'm just the bar is super low. But the one with the spinach factory, Monty, they tried.
Popeye the Slayer Man. Yeah, they tried. They tried.
It wasn't good, but it was not as bad as I was fearing. Because Jake's like, "Can we watch this?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, man!" I'm like, "Okay, honey." And we watched it, and I was like, "Okay." And I like they included the hamburger guy. I thought, okay, they're at least trying.
They had Wimpy in it.
Yeah, for a second.
That's funny.
It's not good, but it's not awful.
I mean, put it this way: when it comes to the 3 of them, the Popeye the Slayer Man is, I guess you could say, it's the best out of the 3. Because Popeye's Revenge, oh man, it's just first of all, you can't see shit.
It's just dark.
Anyway, it's dark, it's foggy, you can't see shit. Popeye's design is terrible. I mean, at least I think out of the 3, Popeye's Revenge, I mean, Popeye the Slayer Man, he looks the best except for his face. He's got the Popeye. He's got the Popeye arm. He's got the Popeye arm. He's got the corn pipe, but his face looked like someone smashed it in. It's like whatever they did to his mask was smashed in. And I don't even want to talk about Shiver Me Timbers. Ooh.
I didn't even know. I didn't even hear about that one.
There's a reason.
I'd never heard of it. It's like a clever title.
Yeah, it's a clever title. Yeah, it was supposed to be a horror comedy, but it's not funny. Okay. It's not scary.
Wow. Shiver Me Timbers.
And they did Bambi too, didn't they, Monty? I didn't see that one, but
I have not seen
like the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey ones. I don't want to see that. I'm not interested. They did the Steamboat Willie one too.
Yeah.
Wasn't that David Howard Thornton that played him? I know he played the mean one, which was kind of like a play
Steamboat,
on the
Screenboat or something.
A Screenboat, something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, they don't interest me.
No,
because the only one I saw of the Steamboat one was Mousetrap.
I heard that was awful.
I heard about that one too. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about that one.
Give it 4 thumbs down.
Those are the ones that give horror a bad name. It pisses me off, like, legitimately, because horror fans, we get a lot of shit like, oh, it's the lowest common denominator, and like you can argue, and there's great films that you can go, no, this has something to say. We're talking about society. It has the balls to go where other genres can't. But then they'll hold up like some of these, and you just kind of have to put your head down in shame. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if people don't understand, some people just think that horror fans. I mean, I've gotten it all my life that we just want to see people ripped apart, and I'm like going. To me, it's like, I mean, it's fun, but it's like, there's times that, horror can be mood. It doesn't have to always be, the blood and guts factor. And sometimes, like, talking about The Exorcist, you talk about Exorcist 3, you talk about Exorcist Believer, and there's things in Exorcist 3 that are done. I mean, going back to The Conjuring Last Rites, there was things that they tried to do in that movie that reminded me of what they did really well in Exorcist 3. And I'm watching it going, it was done so much better then, because you had William Peter Blatty doing it. And you had just like it didn't have to be like in your face, something jumping out at you. It was just like you would hear something, or it would just be like maybe a laugh that would be like, where's that coming from? When it's like when Kinderman's talking to the priest and they're in the church and it's quiet, and that gets under your skin.
Yeah,
but a lot of people don't know how to do suspense anymore. They think, oh, we have to have something jumping out at people every 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And horror has a lot to say about society, and I always say this: it can go balls to the walls and talk about things that other genres can't talk about as comfortably. Like we might be talking about werewolves, but we're really talking about something else. And I've always applauded horror for that.
Oh, absolutely. There's a guy that I really respect that I watch all the time. It's called The Lost River Drive-In, and he was talking about Black Christmas. He was talking about Black Christmas and how when that came out, it was right after Roe v. Wade was passed, and the fact that the main character in that is pregnant, and you have the whole thing where Peter's telling her, "No, we're going to have a kid, we're going to get married," and she's like, "No, I want to have a life." It's like, but that was controversial. And as much as I've loved Black Christmas and it's one of my favorite movies of all time, I started thinking about it in a different way after watching what he said about it. And I'm like, oh, wow, that is so poignant, especially right now when that is like such a big topic still. And the fact that Roe v. Wade was, the whole thing that happened in 2022 with Roe v. Wade, and the fact that you're going through this again after it was passed so many years ago. And it's just like, it's amazing. And horror is able to do that. And you have the guy that did The Christmas Story eventually in Portuguese talking about it in that film in 1974, the year I was born.
And it's also talking about women, because like horror usually celebrates women, and it's about our autonomy and where our place is in the world, because we're usually the ones that save you guys. In the movies, we're the ones where it celebrates us. It doesn't sure, it objectifies us, but everything does, but it also celebrates us.
And I've met some people from those films, like, Friday the 13th. I met a few this year when I went to Crystal Lake Nightmares and talking to like Kristen Baker, who played Terry in part 2. And she said, I had no problem being naked in that film. It's like, it was just sort of, but she said the worst thing for her is that the water was cold and how they had to dry her off after. They had to use these air dryers to sort of dry her off afterwards. She said that was the most uncomfortable part, but she said, I'm completely comfortable with who I am and things like that. And I think that was great to speak with her about that and just go, then you have these, these crotchety old guys that are like, oh no, that's exploit, whatever, it's like, it's great to actually just say, women are the powerful ones in these films.
Yeah.
That's one of the questions I ask on my Women in Horror series when it comes to, as far as, during the 80s when we had a whole bunch of gratuitous nudity in the films, exploitation films, and most of the women that I've talked to, they said, well, they said, yeah, sometimes it depends upon the story, but they always say it all depends on whether or not the actresses are comfortable with it. Because when I interviewed, oh boy,
it's all right.
Deborah Voives, and I talked about, Deborah. She says
Deborah's she's such a sweetheart.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah, absolutely.
She said she was always comfortable. She had no problem being nude in that particular scene, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, if it's for me, when it comes to nudity in the film, as long as the actress is comfortable when she has no problem, they treat her with respect, and then I understand that's pretty good.
Yeah. And if you got it, flaunt it, as long as you're comfortable with it. You work hard for that body. I wouldn't be comfortable because I have too much self-hatred for my body. But if I didn't, I'd be naked all the time.
Yeah, Deborah was my first crush growing up. One of my first crushes, because that was the first Friday the 13th I saw in the theater. I was 10. I was going on 11, and my mom took me to see it, and I was like, "Wow, I'm a man."
Like, wow, wow, what are those?
I got to hang out with her at that Crystal Lake Nightmares. I had met her once before, but she literally, we were sitting and talking for like 45 minutes, and me and Ron Sloan, who played Junior in part 5, and we were just, there was hardly anybody there, and he told my friend and I, like, come hang out with us, come sit down. So I'm like, really? And we just sat down behind this table, and we were just hanging out for like 45 minutes.
That sounds just like Deborah.
Yeah, and they were just all very, very sweet. Amazing.
Yeah. All right, let's see, Ben, tell me what you think are the worst horror films that you saw this year in 2025.
The worst ones?
The worst ones. If you could think of at least maybe three to five.
I can say disappointing is what I'll say. Like, I kind of avoided the ones that I'm like going, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like that. One that was a disappointment for me, and this one broke my heart. And I'm gonna give it a few more chances, but the Black Phone 2 actually disappointed me.
Really? I was hoping. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping it's good.
There's people that I've heard. There's two camps. There's people that liked the first one but didn't love it, that really like this one. And then there's people that loved the first one that don't really like this one. For me, I felt like the story was done with the first one. I felt like it was a perfect film. It didn't need to have another film. It was a wonderful emotional story. And I just felt like the story was done at the end of that movie. With what they try to do in the second film is, and at first I was like going, what are they going to do with a sequel? And then when I started seeing the trailers and seeing it's going to be more of a supernatural, which, I mean, you already had that element with the phone and the spirits of the kids that are talking to Finn and everything and sort of telling him what to do to sort of navigate his way through this nightmare. With this one, you know, the actual grabber is this supernatural entity now, and it kind of makes it where he's latched on to the sister. And so she's having these dreams, which she talked about in the first movie. And to not give any I thought the setting was great. The winter camp, where they're at camp and it's in the wintertime, I thought that was executed well. There is some uses of the grabber in the spectral kind of way that I think work. But in the end, it was kind of like it just felt hollow for me. There was some things that I think didn't need to be explained. It hits some of the same beats that the first film did, and I just was like going, there's nothing more for me to know. I know everything I needed to know again, what we've talked about with the strangers. I felt the same thing about the Black Phone too. Not to that, like, it's still, you know, C. Robert Cargill and Scott Derrickson are fantastic filmmakers and writers, but you know, I would have preferred to see a great sequel to Sinister. Sinister, I think, is one of the scariest films I've ever seen. Sinister 2, I still enjoy it, but I wanted to see a Sinister 2 that was like that first film, because that first film still scares the shit out of me. And Black Phone 2 just didn't feel necessary to me. You know, there's two camps on it, and I've heard both. And when I watched it, I was very heartbroken because I really wanted to love it.
It's on my to watch list.
The other one for me was Companion.
Ooh,
yeah.
I love Jack Quaid. I love Sophie Thatcher. I just felt like it was I'm tired of technology. I knew what it was going to be like. I knew from the trailers what it was going to be about, and I was just like going, it's just a cold film, and I just didn't care. I just didn't care. It just was one that left me kind of like, okay, you know, is that where we're going as a society? I mean, it's just one of those things where I didn't care about the characters. I felt for the Sophie Thatcher character, but she's kind of the AI, if you want to call it that. I didn't want to really watch it again. It got so much praise. I thought it was going to be great. And I just, again, maybe it's just I'm old school. I just didn't care.
I didn't like it either. I thought we've already done this way better with the Stepford Wives. It was just a lesser Stepford Wives. Sparky loved it too. And I'm like, I don't care.
And it could just be, I mean, I'm 51. It's one of those things where I'm just like, it's not one I want to revisit. And the other one was The Woman in the Yard. That was the other one that I had some of it spoiled for me. And for me, it was just a depressing film. And it was just something, like I said, it wasn't bad. The main actress was good in it. It was interesting. But where it ends up going, I just was like going, yeah, I mean, I just don't want to see this again. So it was just, those were probably the three that I could think of. I already talked about Conjuring, and we already talked about Clown in a Cornfield. So those are the ones that kind of just stuck out to me that I've seen this year that disappointed me.
I see. What about you, Sean?
Again, I'll say The Ritual. I thought it was the worst.
That was your
movie
favorite.
Probably the worst movie of the year.
It's like, then, like, I know what you did last summer.
All right. What about you, Jen?
Probably like the worst two are definitely Prom Queen and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Those are like my really bottom ones. But some disappointing ones. Definitely Companion. I thought I was the only one who didn't love Companion. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Oh.
Just a lesser. Another one, and this one's probably going to get me drummed out of the horror community. And I thought I'd really like it because I liked their previous movie, and it's very similar to Pet Sematary, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't that big fan of Bring Her Back. Like, I didn't hate it. I didn't think, but I wasn't. It wasn't no Pet Sematary. It was just kind of one and done for me. It wasn't bad. I just didn't really.
I didn't like Talk to Me. That was their last one, and I was one of the people. I went and saw that, and I was like going. Much like some people, I saw this thing going exactly where it went, and I'm like going, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Bring Her Back, you should watch that one." I'm like, I didn't like their last one, and this other one just doesn't look like what I want to see.
It's fine.
I like Talk to Me.
That's fine. Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that do.
I enjoy Talk to Me. I like Bring Her Back because that scene, the knife scene, was very disturbing.
Okay, I will give you that. That scene, that made me go, oh, and that takes a lot for me to go, oh, even I. But the whole movie as a whole, maybe it just got overhyped. But and like I said, I get what we're doing with the Pet Sematary Palace, but it just didn't quite hit it. And another one that was again not bad at all. I enjoyed it to see it once, but again, and I really liked the previous movie was. I wasn't all that wowed with Weapons. It was fine, and I enjoyed some of the humor of it.
I saw the video.
Barbarian was so much better. Maybe I just went into it too high. I love Barbarian. This one was just kind of meh. Good points, good things in it, but just not really want to see it again.
No, it's
not a fan of not a fan of Gladys.
No, it reminded me too much of Long Legs, and I didn't particularly care for Long Legs, and so
I like Long Legs.
Yeah. A lot of people do.
I might skip it, Jen, because I also really like Barbarian. So.
I loved Barbarian. I loved it.
Barbarian. It was good, yes.
Yeah. So those were the ones for me that, like I said, not that bad of a year. Really, the two that I would just say stay away from is Prom Queen and I Know What You Did Last Summer. And some people might disagree with me on those.
I haven't seen Prom Queen because I heard so many bad things about it.
You're not missing much.
Yeah.
You're not missing much. For me, it was one of them is The Hands That Rock the Cradle, the remake.
Oh, that's
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I did see that. I actually did see that.
Is it just a shot for shot, or do they try to do something different?
No, they actually tried to do something totally different. And
Micah Monroe and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, right?
Yeah, and I liked it. It doesn't go anywhere, and nothing really happens.
Okay.
And
the original is a great movie. I love it.
And I get, and I have no problem with the actresses. I thought they did a good job. They're both great. They're just not giving anything to do. When it comes
so it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, why did we redo this kind of thing? It's like, and that's what I have a problem with. There's so many good original stories or something different. It's like why redo something that's already good, that's timeless. I mean. Yeah, it was made in 92 or came out in 92, but so what? It's like,
I mean, you're not going to put it this way. I'm glad he didn't do a shot for shot, or you're not going to reduplicate what Rebecca De Moy did in the first film.
She was eerie. She just when she's eating the apple. I remember that with the knife and the way I was like, she's creepy.
But I loved her when she went to the playground because I'm that kind of mother. I loved it.
That was great.
I love that.
The kid that was picking on the little girl. Yeah, it was great.
I thought that was funny. Yes. I did not like The Ritual.
Really? Sam loved it.
But
Al Pacino must do something, guys. I love Al so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think one of the most worst horror films I saw this year was Ice Cube's War of the Worlds.
I keep hearing about that. And I remember seeing like the trailer for it, and then all of a sudden it was already out. And they shot it during the pandemic and just held on to it for like 4 years.
I mean, first of all, you want to talk about a product placement for Amazon.
Oh, God.
That's the first problem. And then the second problem is that for the first time, I never saw as bad as those goobly goop monsters in the Langoliers.
Oh,
Never thought I would
God.
see anything worse than that.
that was 95.
And I understand. And I understand you really and I have no problem with screen life films, but at least you could have done something better with the practical effects, where the aliens or the Martians, whatever you want to call them, don't look like the Langoliers.
Oh, wow.
Were they scaring the little girl?
Were the Langoliers?
It's like, can we just stop trying to remake War of the Worlds now? How many bad remakes of that have there been? Like,
I've lost count.
There was a show called War of the Worlds too.
I think I only saw a few episodes of that. I think it was a BBC show. Or
I never watched it. I remember it was on. I think it was on at the same time Friday the 13th the series was on, and that was back in the 80s. Like,
you're talking about
there was that one. I didn't see the BBC one. I'm thinking about that one because I remember seeing.
Okay, yeah,
I was like,
I actually
it was Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I actually liked that particular. That was a syndicated show that came on Friday the 13th series. That was pretty good. I liked that one. But then there was a one that came out a few years ago that was on for 3 years, I think, but I think that was done by the BBC. Then of course, obviously, you got the Tom Cruise one, which I didn't like. Yeah, I thought Tom
Spielberg one.
Yeah.
That was
I thought Tom Cruise was. Yeah, Tom Cruise was totally miscast in that particular role. But yeah, I got a feeling that could be my worst horror film of the year. Was the
I've heard nothing but bad things about it, so it doesn't surprise me.
Okay. All right, Jen. What was your best films that you saw this year?
Okay, well, I'm not even. I think everyone is probably going to be in agreement with one of the best. So, and I've already talked about 28 Years Later. So, I'm going to talk about a couple that I think are really excellent that might be under people's radar. And one that I really love that I haven't heard very many people talk about. It came out very early this year. Was Presence. It's a great haunting film. I loved it.
Heard about that one.
Yeah, I heard about that one too.
Was
that Soderbergh?
David Soderbergh.
Yep. Soderbergh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they think that like all the scenes are one-shot takes.
Yes, they were. And it's just so good. And the ending is just so powerful. And it talks about siblings and how maybe the mother has a favorite and just grief and letting go. And it's just, there's so much in it. It was so packed. Not very many people talked about it. Really loved it. Another one that is it's a very lower budgeted film, but I strongly recommend you guys checking it out. I think you can find it on Tubi. It's called Bystander. It is a rape revenge film, and it dares to go and it use humor, but it never makes fun of the victim. It is always going against the rapist, and it is fucking empowering. And the writers were brilliant. They were writers, directors, brilliant in one. I highly recommend checking out Bystanders. I fucking loved it. Low budget, but fucking wonderful movie. Another one, not the best of the year, but definitely one that I really had a lot of fun with was Hard Eyes. I've never had a Valentine's horror movie, but I really loved it.
I actually liked it too.
I did too.
It was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yes.
I thought it was a lot of fun, and it surprised the hell out of me. Another one that's very lower budgeted, but I really liked it, called The Assessment. And it's, if you guys have ever thought about having children, this is set in a post-apocalyptic world where you literally have to apply before you get an okay to have children. And it makes you look at parenthood in a very different way. And it's not for everyone, but if you're into that kind of subject matter, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's dark. It's and it goes in some dark places by the end of it. I would highly recommend that one. And of course, I think one of the best movies of the years, and I'm surprised we haven't, I'm sure everyone's waiting to talk about it, but would be fucking Sinners. I mean, I hate to be a cliche bitch, but it's a fucking masterpiece. It's a fucking masterpiece.
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah,
1000% agree.
I think we can all agree. Everyone enjoyed Sinners.
I don't know anybody who did.
I was crying during the credits. I mean, it was one of those movies that I'm like going, you know, I love Coogler, I love Ryan Coogler, but I was kind of I liked Michael B. Jordan, but after watching this film, he's a superstar to me. Just the way that he played Smoke and Stack, so distinctly different, and they were two distinct characters. And I love the way he did it. I mean, if you didn't know him, like this was just the first movie you saw, I would have thought he had a twin brother. I mean, that's how good it was. And I was like, I'm going, I liked him in the Creed films. I've liked him in other things I've seen him in. I liked him in Black Panther. I was just like going, yeah, he's a good actor. Saw this, I'm like, if he doesn't get nominated, if this movie doesn't get nominated for everything from cinematography to score by Ludwig Göransson to the direction by Ryan Coogler, everything about that film is epic. And it's a type of film you just don't see anymore. And the fact that when it was first coming out and the movie, it did really well, and they were saying, well, it didn't do that great. And I'm like going, are you serious? This movie, and then it just blew up, and I love that people just got behind it, supported it. I mean, it was. I didn't get to see it on IMAX, so I'm kicking myself for that. But I mean, just when it came out, my grandmother had just passed away a couple weeks earlier, and that was the week of her funeral when I saw it. So I mean, it hit me hard. And the other film that I'll talk about hit me hard too, both for different reasons. But when I saw Sinners, I mean, it changed my life. I was like going, this is one of those films that you see once in a lifetime. I mean, it's one of those things where everything's perfect.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece. Yeah. It's a masterpiece. And so beautiful. It's so fucking beautiful. And and you fall in love with these characters, particularly these two brothers. I had a particular favorite brother that I just was like, oh, I feel you, dude. I feel you so much. And you forget it's the same person playing it. Also, there is one other thing, because everybody's been talking about Welcome to Derry, but there is a television show that I haven't heard very many people talking about that was like, gave me so much joy this year. And that is the Creep Tape series. Oh my God.
I've heard about that, yeah.
The first episode has David Dismalke in it, and they are having so much fun. I watched it 3 or 4 times. They're very short. Oh, watch it, guys. You'll love it. You'll love it. You'll love it. I did.
I'll watch that for sure.
Yeah. Sean, have you seen Sinners yet?
I haven't. I know I've heard nothing but good things about it. I was hoping to check it out before we did this show because... But none of the streaming platforms I have it, so I'm gonna have to like buy it on Blu-ray or something.
Yeah, I think you won't be disappointed, Sean. I mean,
you won't be disappointed.
It's just, I mean, you have to just the way that it was shot and just the way that there's things that are unconventional that happen in it, and you're going, how is this working so well? Like there's things that just you're going, look at this. It's brilliant. It's like watching. I mean, I was in drama in high school, and I remember we were doing Fiddler on the Roof, and it was a complete mess when we were doing rehearsal. But then one day we did like a full rehearsal, the entire thing, before we were going to do our first presentation, and it all came together. And that's what I felt like when I was watching Sinners. It was just like, you're like, how is this like? This is really interesting. And then when it all just, you see it all just, it's like a perfect symphony of everything. Just from the acting to the way the style of it, the music that's used, everything. It's amazing to watch, and you go, this is a masterpiece. I mean, just like you could say that, there's so many films that people talk about that are just they're game changers. This was a game changer for me.
I think for everyone. I haven't heard anyone who doesn't love this film, and with very good reason why. And I love the line where they're saying, oh yeah, they said that when they came to my country too. I fucking love that line. I thought, so good. That's so good. And then having the blues legend at the very end, me and Sparky looked at each other. We're like, oh my God, is that? We were just going insane.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
See. What about you, Ben? Other than Sinners, what were your best?
Sinners was great. Let's see. So that was that. I saw that it was Easter weekend when I saw Sinners, and then a couple of days. I think it was let me think. What day was it? It was like the 22nd or the 23rd. I think it was the 23rd of April. I finally got to see a film that came out in March, but was like gone like after maybe a week or two, and it's called Locked. And
Locked. Yeah, that was
good. With Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. And it just deals with this guy that's kind of down on his luck, and he decides to try to rob this luxury SUV that's in this parking lot, and he gets trapped inside it by the owner. And the owner can control everything in the car, the elements, the music, everything about it, and it's impenetrable. He cannot break out of this car. So he has no cell signal, he has no food, he has nothing. He's completely at the whim of this man that is dying of cancer and is just fucking with him because he's tired of people like him getting away with. And there's a personal part of it that I don't want to reveal, but both of these men have had sort of tragic backstories, and I wept at the end of that movie because it was such a journey, and you're just going, I don't know where this is going to go, but there was some terrific callbacks to The Car from 1977 with James Brolin.
Oh, Monty loves that movie.
There's a few moments in it where I'm like going, oh my God, this is The Car. It's like, it was so good. And the fact that Sam Raimi was involved in it, how that movie did, and it's got two icons. Now, everybody's talking about Skarsgård from the Dairy series, from which I absolutely think is one of the best television shows ever made. I'm blown away each week by it. And this last one just, completely got me. But I'm just like, they're talking about him again. Like, why didn't this movie get a wide release, or why wasn't it in theaters longer? And I want to make sure I mention the director's name because I don't have it top of hand. It's David Yarovsky. He did a great. It was just great because you are with the Eddie character that Skarsgård plays, and you're just like going, God, he's in such a. You don't know if you like him right away, but he has that he's such a good actor, and he's kind of a deadbeat dad, but you kind of understand where he's going in his life. He's just having a run of bad luck, and it's just like, he just picks the wrong car to get into. But wow, did that movie grab me, and I've been singing its praises ever since I saw it.
I was definitely surprised about that film because that's one of Anthony Hopkins' better films. Better films. But I love the back and forth that he and they had very good back and forth. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Bill Skarsgård is just such a beautiful man. Let's all say it. He's gorgeous.
But he's also just an amazing. He is a virtuoso. The man can play Pennywise, and then he can play somebody like Keith in Barbarian, where you're going, is he a good guy? And then you realize through that story, you're going, shit, he was a good guy. And it's like Justin Long was the piece of shit in that movie.
Yeah.
But
and Nosferatu as well.
He was great in that too. The other film, Weapons, I loved Weapons. In fact, I've loved it more with repeat viewings. I think Zach Krieger did a great job. I love everybody in it. And I'm not the biggest Josh Brolin fan, but man, did I like him in that movie. I don't know why. I really loved him in it. I love Julia Garner. But Benedict Wong, it was a very different role for him. And then Amy Madigan as Gladys. I was like, because I've always been a fan of hers, and she was in The Dark Half, she was in Uncle Buck. I've seen her in so many great things, and then she was in Antlers, which a lot of people don't remember her being in.
I love Antlers.
I do.
But when I saw her show up to talk to the principal, and that scene, I'm like going, oh fuck, we're in for a ride now. This woman's insane. And just like what it all meant and how it was so like, it's almost like a fairy tale, the way it was told structurally, the way that it was told by each character in the film. And you'll see something go, oh, what does that mean? And then it would jump to another character, and it would all sort of crescendo into this ending that I was going nuts at that ending. I was like going, oh my God, when it plays out, you're going, holy shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved it. And I that's one of my favorites. And then I have to say Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is another one.
I still haven't seen it. I
need
to.
My God, I've watched it like 5 times. It's beautiful, and I'm so mad I didn't see it in theater because it has been in some theaters.
Yeah, it's typical Guillermo del Toro with the set pieces. They look great. The acting is great. I was a little bit disappointed with the design of the monster.
The Jacob Elordi's look.
Yeah, Jacob Elordi. Yeah, he does a great job.
Oh, he was great. And it was supposed to be Andrew Garfield that played him, and then it got changed because of the writer's strike. Yeah,
the writer's strike. Yeah. Yeah, but I expected something a little bit more with Frankenstein. but it was still good. I still enjoyed it.
I love Del Toro. I love his aesthetic. I love that he is a lover of monsters. I love that he tries. I know he does use some CG. You have to in some, but the fact that it had Christoph Waltz, it had Mia Goth, it had so many great people in it, and like they were real sets. It wasn't just like a green screen around a bunch of actors. It was a real set.
Those real sets. Yeah,
like that ship was real. They built the ship. They didn't do a CGI ship. And the last one I'll talk about is not really a horror film, but it is something that was written by Stephen King, and that's The Long Walk.
I need to see it. That's another one.
That's a brutal film. It's not a film. It's a film I will own. I don't know if it's one I'll watch all the time because it's a tough watch, but
it is
but I'm glad that we're starting to get filmmakers and writers that are taking chances with other works of Stephen King. We're not getting the fifth Pet Sematary remake. We're not getting another remake of The Stand. We talked about Salem's Lot last year, which I liked. I really wish we'd get the 3-hour cut, but I don't think we're going to get it, especially now with this Warner Brothers, Netflix, Paramount thing that's going on. But J.T. Molnar, who is actually the writer for The Long Walk, is actually doing another Stephen King adaptation, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon.
I love that book. I love that book.
And I brought it just because I love this book. It's one of my favorite books of Stephen King's. And I was like, Darabont was originally going to do it. And
Are they doing another Carrie movie? I heard that.
That's Flanagan did that one. And I think it's a series. I think it's a series. I think it's a series.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we had The Monkey by Osgood Perkins. We had The Life of Chuck by Flanagan. And, a couple of years back, we had The Boogeyman. I'm glad that we're starting to get Stephen King has written 1,000 stories. It's like, let's see some people take some of these great stories and do something with them in a visual storytelling fashion, in a movie. And I just thought that Francis Lawrence did a great job directing The Long Walk. I thought Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson were so good in their roles, and Mark Hamill was just a complete piece of shit in his. I mean, it was evil, and it's just, but it is like you really feel like you are walking with them through this thing because it is rough to watch, and it is not pulling punches with the gore. And I was shocked because Francis Lawrence did a lot of the Hunger Games movies. He did I Am Legend. I mean, I've seen him do a lot of great films, but this one this was not a sugar-coated movie at all. And it's another one that really got to me. So it's
different from the ending's different from the book, because I've read the book.
It is different.
Yeah, it's different from the book. Yes.
Okay.
And I found out that it is Stephen King's first story, which I thought was very interesting. He actually wrote it before he wrote Carrie. He wrote it when he was in college.
Okay. I didn't know.
I think and I didn't know that either. And I've been a fan of King's my whole life, but that was something.
I didn't know neither until I was when I was doing my review of The Long Walk, and I saw that part. I said, "Oh, okay," because I thought Carrie was his first book.
Yeah, me too. And it's like I said, it's not an easy watch, but you can't not praise it for the risks it took and the performances and the fact that Cooper Hoffman is Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. That's another thing. I saw him in Saturday Night, and the movie about Saturday Night Live's first showing, where he played Dick Ebersol. And I remember my wife and I watched it on New Year's Eve last year. And when it showed the credits and said who he was, we both started bawling because we're like, "Holy shit, that's his son, and he's so good." He said, and he's his own actor. He's not like trying to, but there's things about him that you're going, I see his dad. There's something about him, like you'll see it, but he's his own actor, and he's great. Very and David Johnson was so good in Alien Romulus. I mean, I loved him in this too.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Okay. Didn't the Running Man come out this year too?
Yeah, and that was the other one, the Edgar Wright one. I didn't see. I've never seen the. I guess I'll say that I've seen pieces of the original Running Man. I love Schwarzenegger, but it was never a subject matter that I was interested in, so I've never seen it. So, and I heard the new one was good, but I guess it didn't really fare too well.
Yeah, some people said it was pretty good, but obviously the audience didn't want to go see it, so it bombed at the box office.
Well, Edgar Wright is kind of like, he has some that take off, like the Shaun of the Dead's, the Hot Fuzz, but I like Baby Driver is fantastic, and that was one that I thought would have done better. But yeah, I mean, I even liked his. I think it was called Late Night in Soho. That one was pretty good too.
Yeah. Velvet, loved that one. That was a favorite of Velvet's.
Yeah, that's another good one. Anya Taylor-Joy, you can't go wrong with her.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I actually enjoyed Companion, even though I actually knew what the twist. I actually knew what the twist was. It didn't bother me as much. I think it's a little bit different than the Stepford Wives, because for me, I love Sophie Thatcher because I really enjoy her in Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, she's great.
She's great in Yellow Jackets. She was great in another horror movie, and I can't think of what other horror movies. I think wasn't the Boogeyman?
Hereditary. Was it not Hereditary? I'm sorry. She was in. She was in Boogeyman.
Yeah, it was Boogeyman. Yeah.
Yeah. She was in the one with Hugh Grant that came out last year.
Heretic.
Heretic. Yeah.
Heretic. Yeah. She was great in Heretic. Yeah, she was. I knew that's one. Yeah. I like Jack Quaid because Jack Quaid, when you actually see Companion, because he plays as doofus and nice looking in the good guy character he does in The Boys and in Novocaine, he turns out to be a jackass in this film.
Yeah.
That's another one. The apple don't fall from the tree for either of his parents. You can see the talent from both of his parents.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Enjoyed The Long Walk. That's a very good film. Enjoyed Weapons. Let's see. Was a huge fan of The Killer of Killers. I mean, you want to talk about some great animation.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's a great animation. And I loved all three segments. I thought the best segment was the Japanese segment of story in Killer of Killers. Really enjoyed that one. Yeah. So and obviously, Good Boy.
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I want to see it because didn't they shoot that over like 3 years or something like that? Because of the dog and everything. And I heard it was like they took a long time to shoot that movie.
It took a long time to shoot it because of how they had to train the dog.
Yeah,
I think Gory B Movie told me they had a behind the scenes look at how they got the expressions of the dog. And it's very fascinating how they did that too, because it's the dogs is in these expressions that really brings home the movie. Really brings home the movie. So yeah.
The dog doesn't die. I won't watch it if the dog dies, Monty.
You have to see the movie. I'm not going to spoil it. You have to see the movie.
I've had a rough year. I can't handle a dog death. I can handle people.
You have to see.
It's so funny. It's like we see a guy's head blow up, but not a dog. Nothing wrong with the dog.
I know. I'm like, not the doggy, not the dog.
I'm still traumatized from The Fly too. I don't know. Me too. Oh my god! It's like 14 years old.
I called him Floppy when I was a little kid, and I'm like, no. And Cujo, even Cujo.
Well, Cujo's that's emotional.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now we got lots of good movies coming out next year.
Yep.
Obviously, we talked about it coming out next year. Nina DaCosta, 28 Years, The Bone Temple.
Very much so.
Did anyone see the trailer for Cold Storage yet?
Mm-mm.
No.
I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, Georgia Giugiani from Barbarian, and the guy that played.
Okay. Oh wait, I think I might have seen this. This sounds very familiar now.
I haven't.
But I think it's Lee. If I got this correct, I might. Give me a second here.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, it's Liam Neeson, the guy that plays Steven in Stranger. Yeah, Joel Carey that plays Steven in Stranger Things, and Georgiana Campbell.
Okay. I think I've seen. I don't think I've seen the trailer. I think I saw maybe a picture or something about it, and I knew she was going to be in it. When you said her name, I'm like, oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's coming out in January. And then of course we got Evil Dead Burn.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You do.
You guys ever? Yes. Did you hear I think it's called The Back Rooms?
Nope.
Yep. Just give me a second here. The back rooms, because this one stars. Let's see. I always mispronounce his name. Chinuen Ephefor.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I was hard time saying his name, and I don't want to mess it up.
Mark Duplass and Finn Bennett. They're starring in this one. I'm pretty sure we all saw the trailers for Ready or Not, Here I Come.
Yeah, that was great. I love the first one, so yeah, I'm glad that Radio Silence is doing another one.
Mm-hmm. We have another Insidious film coming out.
Yeah,
I heard it's supposed to be Lin Shaye's last movie, possibly.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's what I've heard too.
That I didn't hear. I heard she was going to be she's going to be featured more in this film, other than just like in the Red Door. She only had
she just showed up. Yeah, she's a ghost. So it's like it's like Red Door wasn't bad.
We have the Mummy 2026 movie that's coming out. Not the one that Brandon Fraser announced. There's another one that's coming out in 2026.
Okay.
Of course,
I just knew about the Brendan Fraser one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's The Bride that's coming out.
I want to see that.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I want to see that.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, right?
Bale.
Yep.
Maggie Gyllenhaal directed it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you saw the trailers for Return to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have Scary Movie 6.
I'm looking forward to that.
But the Waynes are back, right? This is the Waynes.
Yeah, the Waynes are back.
Yeah.
And Anna Faris and Regina Hall are returning back.
Good. They're both awesome.
Yeah. I like Scary Movie, the first one.
I've seen the first one and
it started to go downhill after the second one, and the third one, and that was it. The one after the Scary Movie 3 after that, just like, I know the Waynes. I think they left after the third one, and you could just tell the difference. Let's see. Then there's another movie called Other Mommy.
I haven't heard of that, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah. Of course, Terrifier 4.
Yeah, that I actually really like the third one.
I did too.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, I thought the third one was better than 2. I thought 2 was a bit too long.
It was, that's what I understand why they did it that way. It's sort of like they had an opportunity to put it in theaters, so they're kind of just like, let's just do everything. And it just went on and on and on and on. I'm like going, okay, we get it. It's like, but the third one felt like it had more of a narrative, and I just felt like I liked that he kind of like went into hibernation until Christmas time and then came back, and it was creepy. There was some, and that was the only one I've seen in the theater, so that was an experience too, because that was another strange theater experience.
And of course, who's looking forward for Scream 7?
Yeah. I'm curious where they're gonna go. I mean, it's like it seems like they're being very ambiguous with, because they're bringing a lot of old characters back. Yeah, no, but I like that. It's like, I was kind of upset with, there's been some leaked information from Skeet Ulrich about what the new film would have been if Melissa Barrera hadn't been fired, where they were going. And I was like, oh, that would have been cool to see, because that's what was set up in 5 and 6. So now it's like that story arc is not going to happen. But then you have Mindy and Chad that are going to be in this one, and I'm like, going, well, so half of the core 4 are in it. So like, what is their, what's going to be their character arcs in this film? I mean, it's just, how are they going to explain that Tara and Sam aren't there? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I want to see it.
Yeah, because when that leaked out, I heard some people on social media that did not like that fact that Melissa was going to be the killer. Sam was going to be the killer in this one. And I reached out to the person. I said, well, it depends on how they told the story. Because to me, that's what I kind of thought they were going to go with that route, that Sam would eventually be the killer. but it depends upon how the story is told, because you have to make it somewhat sense to make it sense. Like there have to be subtle clues between Scream 20. I mean, what? Scream 5 and Scream 6.
Yeah.
So that way, if you're going to do that, it makes sense in Scream 10. You can't just pull a rabbit out of your hat and say, "Oh no, we're going to just make Sam the killer." Then it does make sense, and that to me, it would have been a cheap way to go that route. So to me, it's like, if you're going to go that route, then you have to make their story make sense and show us subtle clues that happen in 5 and 6 that would make sense to us. Oh, okay, now that makes sense.
But they did. I mean, they were showing like the way she stabs everybody at the end. Like that's like a killer stabbing somebody. That's not, it's like it was just. I mean, the way she stabbed Dermot Mulroney and the way she killed, Jack Quaid in the first. I was like going, wow, that's like this. That's a serial killer stab.
Yeah, because she did get raw when she killed Jack with her so-called boyfriend, and then she killed his father. In the second film. So, something like that. At least that way, if that's the route they're going to go, they would have to at least make that story make sense to me, because some people didn't like it. So, but to me, it's going to be interesting to see now that Nev Campbell's back. I really, it's going to be interesting how that plays. What role is Gail?
Yeah, because Gail will be back in it, and I mean, it's and the thing that I mean, somebody I was listening to somebody talk about Scream, and they were saying that it's like this is the first time that Sydney's been like the main character since, I mean, she was in 3, but she was only in like the latter half of 3. So it's really the first 2 movies she was the focus. And then in 4 she was there, but it was, focusing more on her cousin. And then in 5 she was kind of just there for the finale, and then she wasn't in 6. So it's kind of like, we're going back to that's going to be interesting, and sort of seeing a different perspective, because now she's a mother protecting her daughter. So that's another interesting angle that I'm curious to see. And the fact that Kevin Williamson's doing it. I mean, I think I know he's directed television, because I know he was involved with The Following. That was a show that he did with Kevin Bacon, but I haven't seen Teaching Mrs. Tingle in a long time, but that was like his directorial debut, and that one was okay. But it was supposed to be Killing Mrs. Tingle, but because of Columbine, they changed the name of it.
They changed it,
yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I know we're getting the Faculty remake this year too, or I had heard that.
Are they doing the Faculty remake?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were doing the Faculty remake yet.
Oh. And then we have Werewolf. I think that's Robert Eggers. Robert Eggers,
He's doing Werewolf. Did you guys see the trailer for this movie called Send Help?
Yes. The Sam Raimi one. I think it's a Sam Raimi film, isn't it?
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, and it's that actually looked really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rachel McAdams, I believe, and it's just like her and like her boss and her get stranded on this island. it's like on a business trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
And their roles reverse.
Yeah, because like now she's in control, and he's the one that's like ordering her around in the office and everything, and now it's switched, and she's the one that has the upper hand on this island. So that's going to be good, I think.
I've heard now it rings a bell. Mm-hmm. There's another one called We Bury the Dead that's a zombie film that I'm kind of anticipating. It sounds really good.
About a woman.
It's a woman. She's looking for her husband, and there's a zombie outbreak, and it's supposed to be pretty dark.
And I forgot. I know who stars in it too.
I can't think of who. It just looked good.
Just give me a second here. That is
Daisy. Somebody maybe. I'm not sure.
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Very cool.
Yeah, Ray.
I was gonna say she's a Jedi.
All right. Any final things to say about the horror movies that we have so far this year?
Yes, I have a little theory about Scream 7.
Uh-oh.
You know how they kind of allude that it's real personal this time, like the killer knows who Sydney is from the past or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know how the remaining members of the core 4 are supposed to be the niece and nephew of Jamie Kennedy's
Yeah.
character, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're Randy's niece and nephew. Big one of them.
I think Randy's gonna be the killer.
That would be cool. That's what I heard. That was that would have been. I always thought that if Scream 3 had gone that way, that would have been interesting if it had been Randy. That you thought Randy died.
He's the horror nerd, you know, and
he knows all the. Yeah,
he was trying to get with Sid in the first movie. He was like obsessed with her, kind of, you know.
It was my chance with Sid, as if. As if. Oh, really, Alicia?
They laugh at his face.
Yep.
And he's pissed now.
There is one movie that I forgot to mention about like really great movies, and it was low budget, but again, I think you guys should check it out if you can find it. It is called Garden of Eden. If you have a fascination with revenge, some people will not like it. It is a long movie, and there are going to be places in this movie where you're going to go, what the fuck is going on? But the end, everything kind of clicks together. I highly recommend checking out a movie called Garden of Eden. Really good movie.
How about Thanksgiving 2?
Is that ever going to come out?
Well.
Is that coming out? I thought it was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Yeah, they said that because he has his own production company now, and it's like I've heard that he's kind of more involved in Eli Roth. He's more involved in that than actually making a movie. He's actually more involved in the production aspect. And I'm like, but you promised us Thanksgiving too.
I know. They had the date set and everything.
Yeah, I was like, because I saw that opening weekend. I was waiting for that forever.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people.
Grindhouse, 2007.
Yeah.
That's something me personally. I'm really looking forward to, but I'm a little doubtful now
that they'll make it. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's like they announced Trick or Treat 2 in 20.
How many?
They announced it in 2013, and I'm like going, we're 2025, and there's still nothing. And I'm like going, how do you announce something 12 years ago and it still hasn't happened?
I still hope every year, though. I still am hoping.
Yeah, and I don't know what Mike Doherty's doing. I mean, he did.
They've had all these
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and he's like nothing ever since.
Yeah. I just checked. Yeah, they're supposed to be remaking a remake of the Faculties for Miramax. Looks like Robert Rodriguez is going to return to produce with companion writer Drew Hancock.
Oh, okay. I love The Faculty. That was great. That was a great movie.
That's very of its time in a good way.
Yeah, very 98. Yeah.
We were kids. I was a teenager.
I was 20.
I was grown. I was grown.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming on board. I want to thank our guest once again, Boogeyman Ben, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Oh no, it's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun seeing you guys. Really makes going out this year fun.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. And as always, before we go, I always give you a chance to go on ahead and plug your channel and what's coming up next on Boogeyman Ben.
I'm actually planning something with a friend of mine who's a director. He's done a documentary film, Psycho Legacy. So his name is Rob Galuzzo. And we're planning to talk about just our love of the Psycho franchise. I'm planning to try to do something maybe next week. Right now, like the last couple of videos, I got 3 that are in the can right now. I pushed one out today. It's just like a couple of pickups I've gotten. Going into 2026, I have a Vertigo on location video, as well as some history about that film, the Alfred Hitchcock classic that I want to do. I also want to do one on meeting my heroes. I was able to meet Anthony Michael Hall, John D. LeMay from Friday the 13th, the series, Corey Feldman, these guys I grew up with idolizing. And I just sort of want to talk about what it was like meeting somebody that you grew up sort of watching in films. And was that experience, what you wanted it to be going to some of these conventions that I've gone to. So I thought that would be fun to kick off the new year. It's been kind of a busy year for me, work-wise, personal-wise. So I'm hoping that I can start the year off with doing some of these bigger videos that I've been wanting to do.
Very cool.
And then I do have a book coming out, so I'm actually in the
Wow.
process of getting that copyrighted. I'm going to be doing that in the next week, and then I've already talked to a publisher, so that's another
good.
thing that 2026 will be bringing. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
amazing.
All right, Sean, what's happening on the horror?
Well, I have. I'm going to be on Gory B Movies show.
Oh, hey.
on,
Nice.
December 21st. Talking
Horror
about
addicts.
80s slashers, baby.
nice.
Very cool.
That's good. Yes, yes. And
And
what's happening? Go ahead, Sean.
and the Morbid Hour is coming later this month too. We're gonna be talking about our top 10 monsters in
Oh,
the
neat.
world of
I like
horror, like our favorite vampire, our favorite werewolf, and vice all that kind of stuff.
That's great.
Yes,
I love doing that. That's fun.
Mhm. All right, Jen, what's coming up on Jen's reviews from the grave?
I know it's been a little quiet on the channel, but there's some things going around in the background in my life that just has to take precedent from YouTube. But I'm hoping in the new year. But good news, you guys, Velvet, even though they are working right now, we are still going to talk about our favorite best and worst of this year. That's
Good.
always the last videos, so we're still going to do that. Might be a little different this year. Instead of 2 videos, we might just combine it all into one, but we're still going to try to do that. I know you guys all miss Velvet. I do too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we miss Velvet.
Yeah, they're just got a new job in life. But aside from that, I'll also be on Gory B Movies on the 28th, and
neat.
we're going to be talking about extreme horror. Me and the Trash Picture Show are going to be doing our festive flicks. We should have done Better Watch Out yesterday, but I was having internet issues. But we're still going to be doing a couple of really fun Christmas movies, and I'm hoping to get some more reviews. There's a few movies at the end of the year. I want to see The Long Walk, I want to see Good Boy, and I want to see the Black Phone movie, and I'm sure there's a couple of others under my radar that I want to check out before the end of the year. So hopefully some reviews, and I might do a Christmas video, like just talking about some Christmas movies that I like for horror fans. So
Nice.
hopefully that. Oh, and Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Hopefully you'll get a review out of me, or not 2, but Silent Night, Deadly Night, the new one.
Yeah.
So
The new
I'm
one.
taking my niece to see it this weekend, so that'll be fun.
I'm hearing good things.
I like Rowan Campbell, so it's like I'm happy he's getting kind of a boost from this, because I think he got kind of ripped apart in Halloween Ends.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was good though. Like
He
He
was good.
was real good. So I'm hoping.
No, I didn't have a problem with him.
I don't blame him as
They
as much
just-
as some of the other things about that movie.
They should have made 4 movies, is what I keep saying. They should have had a movie that sort of what Kills set up should have been. There should have been a movie between Kills and Ends, and I think then it
Yeah.
would have been an easier palette to deal with.
Swallow.
Yeah,
That's a good
something-
point.
Yeah.
Of course, I have my recap of the penultimate episode of It. Welcome to Derry. Very, very heartbreaking episode right there. Yeah, can't wait for the season finale to see what Pennywise is going to do to that town.
A rough episode. The Black
Of
Spot
course.
was a rough episode.
Of course, I'll be working on my top best and the best and worst horror films. Should have 2 videos coming up, hopefully by next week. And of course, I have my Women in Horror series. I have another
Nice.
that's going to come. Hopefully, I'll have that up hopefully before the end of the year. And that's what's up on my channel.
Very cool. Who's the next one for Women of Horror? Are you keeping it under your hat?
Keep it on my hat right now. It's a new person that I've reached out to. We met on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Instagram, yeah. So, and I also want to say that those interviews that will now be available on Spotify. Yes, I've created a
Nice.
podcast, so that
Awesome.
way they'll be on Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, where you listen to your podcast on.
Very cool.
So once again, thank you, Boogeyman Ben, for joining us. Always good
Thank
to
you
have
for
you back
having me.
on. We'll bring you back on, and of course,
Yes.
Sean, Jen, Velvet, Marty, and of course my animated girlfriend Jen. Please have a safe and happy holiday, and hopefully
Yes.
we'll have a better 2026.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
holidays.
I love
Holidays,
all of you
everyone.
guys.
Love
I
you
say
guys
this every
too.
year, but I mean it. I love you
And
all.
of course, everyone in the chat, thank you very much for joining. And once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as a horror miser, Monty G. And always remember, horror rules.
Merry
night,
Christmas,
everyone.
Everyone, thank you.
And
Like,
please stay safe out there.
Season's greeting.